Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So in this video, I want to talk about this game that I saw on Kickstarter called The Orphans of Neuville. I hope I'm saying that right. Now, the reason I'm talking about this game is because I found it interesting and I want to get the word out to hopefully get it to 100% funding, because a while ago, there was this other game called The Last Breath. And I backed that because the game was interesting. I wanted to be able to play it, but sadly it didn't get funded. So when I saw this game, it kind of reminded me of that. And after reading through what the game is about and all the characters and that, what the story is, the antagonist and all, it really got me hooked, and it's very interesting. So when I'm talking about this, I want to make it clear that I am not being paid in any way, shape or form to promote this video. This is just something that I found incredibly interesting, and I want to share it all with you. Now, reading Kickstarter, it says that this game is a mysterious, well, the people who put the game on Kickstarter, the creators, says that the game is a mysterious adventure, a thriller/horror game full of twists that they want to put on PS4, Steam, and Xbox One. Now, the main character of the story is a woman. I'm not sure if she's a police officer or private detective, but basically it's her name is Annie Thomas, and she is the head of Gendarmerie. I think that's how you say it, I don't know, but this is like, we got the story here. I'm going to be reading through all this, showing you images, I'm going through everything. So let's start at the very beginning, okay? So The Orphans of Neuville, I'm reading this by the way, is an adventure thriller/horror game full of twists. Dive into this mysterious adventure where reality neighbors with the supernatural. In the game, you will face the evil to save your and Jade's life. A game story where you'll live suspense moments altering with adrenaline action scenes. Take decisions fastly, solve puzzles, find the clues, escape from the dark spirits and the black sect. But remember, you need to fight to save yourself. Okay, and I don't know if that is, when it says save yourself, if that just means the spirits. Like, I don't know if it means to save yourself as mentally as well. I know it means physically, because you can die in the game from supernatural forces. But whether that means you actually have to fight to save yourself mentally so you don't go insane or something, I have no idea. Now, the features of these games are these. 8 chapters set in the background of Neuville, a small town in the middle of a forest and mountains. Investigate the mysterious murders committed during the rituals of the Black Sect and discover the pagan cult of the demon Naburi. Now, that says "and" twice because I'm just reading this. Fight with the enemies of the Black Sect with your gun, Magnum 44, and again, the Black Sect will be The Black Sect will be explained later on in this video. Escape from the evil spirits, slavers of the demon Naburi, or find a solution to destroy them. Find the objects and the clues to continue the investigations. Now, there actually is a scene in one of the video clips that are on this video where Annie, or Anne, however you want to say it, is trying to go to this one area, but she ended up couldn't go. It said you needed to go into this room to search. So I believe this game will be able to help you out. It'll let you know where you have to go, or where you can't go, or how you can't go into a certain area until you investigate another one. Because that's one of the things. I was playing Resident Evil 0. I used to upload walkthroughs, but I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I didn't even know. I had to keep looking up online to figure it out because it was so confusing. It was kind of like when I used to play Bioshock 1 and 2, but at least with those, well, mainly Bioshock 1, at least with Bioshock 1, it was able to tell you where you needed to go and what you needed to do. But Bioshock 2 improved on this by showing an arrow and letting you know where to go, which was a little more difficult because the arrow kept going every way. But then Infinite was able to fix it up with the arrow on the ground, which showed you where to go, which I quite enjoyed. So anyways, getting back on topic, I'm going to be reading about the characters here. The first one is Annie Thomas. Okay, so I guess it is Annie, not Anne. That was my bad, I'm sorry. Annie Thomas is the head of the gendarmerie of her hometown of Neuville. Over time, it has built a reputation. Over time, it has built a reputation for being a lone wolf. I think it's meant to say she instead of it, but I don't know. She grew up at the Neuville orphanage. During the night, Annie is tormented by a recurring nightmare linked to the memories of her childhood. At the orphanage, a fire screams, a girl in the flames. Annie will have to deal with her past and find out who she really is. Now, the next one we have here is Jade, a little girl. She is one of the children from the Neuville orphanage, has a lively and sunny character. Jade has great power that she cannot control. She is able to move objects with her mind. Her life is linked to an ancient prophecy which will lead her to be wanted by the Black Sect, who will want to kill her. Jade will have to learn how to use her power to protect herself and prepare to face an enemy bigger than her. The next up is Vincent Picard, an adult male. He is a mysterious man. He privately investigates the events related to the Black Sect and always manages to be one step ahead of the gendarmerie? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, by the way. Personal motive leads him to seek the truth that lies behind the murders committed during the ritual of the sect. His intentions are not clear. Is Vincent really who he says he is? Hopefully we'll be able to find out. And speaking of the Black Sect, here we are. The Black Sect is sect, S-E-C-T, not sex, sect, with a C. The Black Sect is a group of people who believe in the cult of the demon Naburi, and sorry if I'm mispronouncing that as well. Their rituals serve to demonstrate their loyalty to the demon, who in return gives them the vision. The vision is a gift that only the chosen men of the sect manage to have. Through the vision, the men of the sect have the mind's power to control people and events, managing to do terrible things to people. The men of the Naburi's cult are slaves to the demon's will. Then we have the Adepts. There are those who have not yet received the gift. They must be consecrated to the sect to receive the vision. I think it's meant to be conscripted, or if not, then I have no idea what consecrated means. Is it like constricted? I don't know. Then we have the Chosen. There are those who haven't received the gift of the... there are those who have received the gift of the vision and managed to control it. My bad. And then you have the Possessed. These pale skin looking creatures with a tattoo of a star on their head in a circle. The Possessed. They are those who have received the gift of a vision but cannot control it, and the evil has totally taken over their soul, depriving them of their conscience and making them totally slaves to the primordial evil, to their primordial evil instincts. To the primordial evil instincts. Then we have Naburi. He is a pagan demon, embodiment of evil and chaos. This demon wants to dominate the minds of man, inducing them to do evil things, to feed his dark soul and create in the earth a reign of totally full of chaos and destruction. It actually says C-A-O-S, they're missing the H there. No hate or anything. And then we have a prophecy. You know, all good movies have a prophecy. Or all bad movies, depending on your opinion of prophecies. Whether you like them or hate them, this game has a prophecy, and this is it. Every 20 years, a special child is born in Neuville, a girl of the Order with otherworldly powers. The only one capable of defeating Naburi, the priest of the Black Sect, must identify and sacrifice her at the age of 10 with a ritual cord banning the Order, thus ensuring that the evil and chaos reigns in Neuville for another 30 years with no limits. Curiosity. Over the centuries, the clergy drew up a real guide to counter Naburi entitled Book of Naburi, whose chapters describe the steps that the girl of the Order must do to eliminate Naburi, grab the spear of the Order to hit Naburi, chain him with the chain of the Order, and finally beat him with the knife of the Order. And then we have gameplay features. The game is structured in 8 chapters divided into 3 parts. Each part is characterized by a different main antagonist, Annie, in fact, proceeding with the investigations, will follow a track that will lead her to the three main enemies of this adventure. The gameplay of the Orphans of Neuville is designed to is designed to alternate movements of action with enigmatic and suspenseful movements. In fact, Annie, during the game, will be able to collect items in the inventory I missed that comma there, analyze them, and use them to solve the story. There will be times when the player will have more choice options, and based on the choices made, the course of the events and the missions to be solved will change. Like, if any of you remember seeing that video at the beginning, Annie was trying to kick down that door, and you had the choice, kick down the door or try and find another way to get through there. And moving on, we got, and Annie is a major of gendarmerie. In many scenes in the game, Annie is armed with a gun and knife, but how can Annie defeat dark spirits? Annie will have to defend herself from the Black Sect. With these weapons, with the spirits, the only solution will be to flee or seek the solution to escape. So it seems pardon me. So it seems like physical enemies you can kill and shoot and stab, but you can't kill spirits. Okay, so you're gonna have to run away and hide. It's like, if any of you have played Forsaken Tormented Fathers, in that Rosemary, she can't kill the attackers, so she has to flee and hide. She can cause distractions. I don't know if that's in the game, but maybe that's what you have to do. You have to cause distractions, maybe distract the spirits. And it's also like Outlast 1, when you're playing as the journalist and you have to run from, I think he's Billy, that black spirit-y type person who in the end possesses you. I'm not too sure. Well, I guess we'll have to wait until this game comes out to see. Okay, for example, the Adepts are dangerous enemies. Oh, we got an example right here. Who seek approval of the sect by committing murders and assaults. Many of them are armed with knives and pistols. Annie will find herself several times fighting against them in gendarmerie, shootings or to defend herself, or Little Jade. So, okay, Annie and Jade are going to meet up. The main commands of the player give the possibility to open two inventories, one for objects and another dedicated to game weapons. There is the possibility of taking Annie's cell phone, which serves to view the game map and listen to the mission objectives. That's pretty cool. And we got here why Kickstarter. We estimate the release for March 2021. We want to reach the goals and give you the best quality of the game. Which right now, you can tell the game it's not like The Last of Us 2, which came out today. It's not up to those standards, but you know, judging from the reviews that people are giving The Last of Us 2 and my own impression, while the graphics and gameplay is great, the story is, oh boy. But that's another video for another time. Like I've said this before, I'll say it again, I prefer a good story over graphics. So even if the graphics remain like this in the trailer and in the screenshots you can see, as long as the story is good, then I don't have a problem. Alright, so continuing, the game is almost completed. We want to improve some contents. Please help us to make it possible. With your help, we can invest in additional graphics, soundtracks, sound effects, assets of very high quality in order to offer the best for a great experience of fun. Now, I for one have backed this game actually. Yeah, and there's also some stuff you can get for backing, but I've backed the top tier. I'm like the god of evil tier because that interests me and I have been saving up, so I got money to spare, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. And they also list some stretch goals. So for 12,000, and there's like an E with 2 lines, so that might be pounds, I'm not too sure, I don't know. I'm Australian, so I know American's USD, but I don't know what it might be pounds, so if I'm wrong, then I'm sorry. So for 12,000, the game gets made. For 50,000, there's an English dub. voiceover and character dialogue will now be voiced instead of just subtitles in there. So 75,000, you get additional game scenes with Jade. Additional game scenes where you will play in Jade's shoes. Then there's 100,000, which gives you additional games with Vincent where you will play as him. Then 130,000, which is a multiplayer game, so you can play the story with a friend, max 2 players. Now that's pretty interesting. I don't know if that means if it's like a separate story on its own where one of you is the killer or a spirit and you have to kill the other one, or maybe you two have to work together and it's a completely different story altogether. And speaking of the story, 160,000 is an alternate ending. 2 endings of the game that change if you choose a different option. And lastly, well actually no, second lastly, is an additional story campaign for Annie and Jade. That's for 200,000. And now lastly, here we go. 250,000, we will do the game box that includes game copy on CD. You can choose for PS4, PC, Xbox One, and 02 poster, a miniature of every character. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I backed this game. The game looks interesting. I love, the story that I've just read. Well, not the story, but the information. I look forward to playing it. So anyways, that's the end of this video. The link to this Kickstarter is in the description below, and let me know in the comments if you are or aren't going to back this game. Like, the lowest pledge that you can do is, let me bring it up. It is just 5, whether that's $5, pounds, however that is, that's the lowest. So you don't have to pledge. I'm not telling you, alright, as my subscribers, you have to pledge. I command you, I'm your god. No, this is just me telling you about this game that I found interesting on Kickstarter, that I would love to see get backed. This is just me getting out the word with no... I haven't been instructed by the company called Black Spider. They have not come out to me and asked me to back this. This is just me doing it all by myself. So anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.